Hey everyone, thank you for joining us once again as we continue with our campaign Justice for Aaron Brady. Now, as we have done in the past, we interact with those people who send comments or questions into any of Aaron's social media sites. And we have a comment this evening that we want to have a quick look at. We were going to initially just send a text reply, but when we delve down a little into this statement, it may give us some insight into the psyche of the Garda Síochána in Dundalk at the initial part of the investigation into the murder and robbery at Lordship Credit Union. And the comment comes from Big Stones, and he says, everyone in South Armagh, North Louth, knew they done it within hours of the shooting. And Tony knows it too. This is just a twisted sales job on the public. So, well, first of all, I'm obviously going to disagree with you there, Mr. Big Stones, because I don't agree with what you're saying. I know our son Aaron had nothing to do with the murder and robbery at Lordship Credit Union, and I think we've shown that conclusively over the previous 150 videos. But I think the first part of your statement is what's more important. Everyone in South Armagh, North Louth, knew they'd done it within hours of the shooting. Now, we have to look into this very carefully because I do believe there's an element in what you're saying here, and I think we can relate this possibly to Senior Investigating Officer Mr. Pat Marry and possibly Sergeant John Maroney, who we believe went down a rabbit hole in relation to who they suspected of actually committing the murder and robbery. Now, we're not sure if there's other people who tried to pull them back from that rabbit hole, but it looks like at least these two men refused to come back out of a dead end. And the statement says knew within hours. So if we looked at what was being said on the steps of Dundalk Garda Station, senior members of the Garda Síochána were telling us that they were looking for a female driver and Dublin accents. And there was a lot of press coverage in relation to Dublin gangs, drug gangs that were operating, living and possibly doing their business in Dundalk and in the Cooley Peninsula area. So that was the initial thought, I think, on most people's minds. And then we had what you've seen before. I've shown you this picture before from the Sunday World, where the mood or the thought process changed for a lot of people. And this type of journalism and a lot more that followed shortly after it was the main reason why Aaron left Ireland to go to America. Because his picture, you can see him there quite clearly. If you look at the middle picture of the 5 circles there, you can see quite clearly that's Aaron. And once again, Mr. Big Stones, we can use this picture here to categorically show that the rabbit hole Senior Investigating Officer Marry went down was a complete and utter disaster. Because obviously you have the blank picture over on the very right as you look at it. So we don't know who he is. We don't have a gang. The gang doesn't exist. It looks like the fourth picture looks like a female, which seems to have been totally airbrushed. Completely airbrushed from the scene altogether. So I think Mr. Big Stones almost has the same psyche as if he was also a Garda, or possibly had that same mindset and went down the rabbit hole, and it probably was a week, 10 days or 2 weeks later. There possibly could have been a realisation that the vehicle that was actually used in the murder and robbery may have been crushed and dealt with through a scrapyard and was made completely disappear. Some of the gang members may have been possibly stopped on the way back up to Dublin and allowed to get through. Evidence, everything completely gone. Now, these are only possibilities that may have happened, but one thing we do know: there is no gang in relation to Aaron Brady. Aaron Brady cannot be the man who shot and murdered Detective Garda Adrian Donoghue. It's very simple. The evidence is there. We've shown it on numerous occasions. The physical evidence from the CCTV footage, the evidence from senior detective Joe Ryan. 23 years experience this man had. And he said the man who shot and murdered his colleague was over 6 foot. In some of his debriefs, he said he was 6'2". Aaron Brady's 5'7". The lady in the credit union worker said the man running with the long bar down along the side was long, athletic and athletic looking and has an athletic build, which clearly is not and could not be Aaron Brady. So just for throwing this information out there as Mr. Big Stones did, it sort of reminded us to a degree of the way information was just thrown out willy-nilly in the courtroom without any real substance. Because obviously there was no substance there, because there is no evidence linking Aaron Brady or any of Aaron Brady's friends to that car park. So, Mr. Big Stones, thank you very much for your comment. You're more than welcome to reply back. We like engaging in with the public who's watching. Thank you for supporting the page, and keep looking, and please like, comment and share. Please share the page, and that goes to all the members of the public. The YouTube channel is building very steadily, very nicely, and thank everyone so much for their comments. It's very, very much appreciated, and it keeps us going. So I hope that sort of covers briefly Mr. Big Stone's, I'm sure it's a Mr. Big Stone's comment, and we'll be back again with a video in the next day or so. Thank you very much. Thank you.